Hello and thank you to everyone. Thank you for your diligence in making sure that you're doing your social distancing, you're sheltering at home, doing all that you're doing to make sure our entire community is safe. I cannot stress how important this is. Everybody's been great, and I'm just so proud of everyone throughout our district and the work that they're doing to make sure we get through this pandemic as quickly as we possibly can. I've heard a lot from constituents who are concerned about how the programs that we passed in Congress are actually playing out on the ground. I know that everybody's anxious, everybody's stressed out. Small businesses want to make sure they can keep their business going or open it back up and be successful once we're out of the pandemic. I know workers across our district and across the country are anxious and nervous and worried about if they're going to have the money that they need in order to keep a roof over their head and put food on the table. And that was what the CARES package of legislation did. It really focused on small businesses, it focused on working individuals, healthcare, and local government. I just want to make sure everybody knows that this only passed 2 weeks ago, and it was only finalized. The regulations were only promulgated a week ago today. This is going to take some time. Never in the history of our country have we ever passed legislation that is this expansive and this large. And as I've said before, everybody's kind of building the plane as we're flying it. We're learning our way through this. So it's going to take some time. The good news is the small business work that we've done is starting to pay off. We've had some glitches. We've had one bank in particular in our district was a real problem, but we've worked to figure out workarounds to make sure that small businesses have access to these loans. And you're going to see product soon, but again, it takes a little bit of time. So just please be patient, and if you have a problem, a particular problem, call my office and we'll help work through it. As far as the individual payments, the $1,200 check, I was on a White House conference call, and Secretary Mnuchin told us that those checks were being cut right now, and if you are a direct deposit recipient, you should start getting your checks this next week. So that money is starting to flow. I've heard some concern about unemployment benefits as well. And just know that the unemployment benefits, the added $600 a week, and that's I've been getting most calls on, that's automatic. That's going to be incorporated in your unemployment check starting this week. So Sunday, the start of this week, the $600 will be automatically included in those unemployment checks. So the money's starting to come out. I know it's not going as fast as everyone would like. It's not going as fast as I would like, but I believe it's going as fast as we can expect at this particular point. All hands are on deck. The focus is on making sure these monies get out and that we keep our small businesses going and we keep our employees employed. There's another piece of legislation that's being negotiated in Washington right now that will add additional money to the amount of money going out to businesses. This is an important piece of legislation. I've had some people call and say it shouldn't be partisan, knock off the partisan malarkey. Please know it's not partisan malarkey. It's a negotiation to provide resources to the folks that we all represent. For instance, the bill as it was proposed by Senate Leader McConnell only dealt with the business side of issues. But there are other things in our district and across the country that are every bit as important. healthcare clinics, something very important to the 5th Congressional District where we live. They're out of money. They need additional resources. Healthcare in general is under-resourced. We need to make sure that they get the resources they need in order to keep us safe. Because this is a healthcare issue. It has economic ramifications, but the fact is, if we don't fix the healthcare part, we can't deal with the economic part. So healthcare is a very, very important component of this, and funding should be there for them. State and local governments are quickly running out of money. There needs to be a state and local government component also. And there are just some little problems that need to be fixed. For instance, small farms were left out of some of the programs in the CARES bill. We're working to negotiate putting the small farms into the legislation. They're just as important as any other small business. And 501c6s, they were left out as well. And they provide important services to many people in our district and across the country. So this is all part of a process that's being negotiated. It's not going to slow anything down. It's not going to slow the delivery of resources down. It's important negotiation that's going to make the federal response better for the people that we all represent. So be patient, be safe, care about your family and your neighbors and your community, do your social distancing. These monies will flow. As I said, you'll start to see it this coming week, both the direct payments for the $1,200 a month as well as the unemployment benefits. And we're working through the small business loan programs, and folks that I'm talking to feel much more confident today than they have. So thank you very much. Thank you for your commitment to community. Be safe and be kind.